All right, so I'm hanging out here with my good friend Google, and I want to share with you a keyword research tactic that is probably one of the best tactics for brand new blogs or blogs that don't really have that much authority. And the reason why I want to show you this method is because honestly, when your blog is brand new and you have no authority, keyword research oftentimes is a waste of time. You spend all this time trying to find the perfect keyword, but you just don't have the relevant authority to actually rank in the top 10 for this keyword. So what I propose to do is instead do what I call a content investment. So what that means is you're creating content now with the purpose of having it rank better as your site's authority improves. And I'm going to kind of walk you through this process to show you how it works and just to basically save you a lot of time and a lot of heartache when you first start writing. Now, what we're going to be looking for is basically questions, problems to solve. Those are the things that we're going to be using. We can use Google, we can use Quora, we can use Answer the Public, or any other site that kind of can spit back answers to us. So let's start with an example of baseball here. Okay, so we'll do a search for baseball. Now, when we're doing a Google search, we come down here and we see people also ask. And we can see these questions. What is the rarest play in baseball? How long is a baseball game? What is the most common baseball injuries? These types of things. What we want to do now is take one of these questions and write a piece of content around it. So for example, how long is a baseball game? So I'm just going to copy this search term. I'm going to drop it up here. Now, what we can do is, this is kind of a tactic that we learned in school, is if we were writing a report on something, we would go and research it. We would take notes and learn as much as we could about it, and then compile those notes, ideas, and things that we learned into a report. We can do the same thing with blogging. Basically, we've done this question right here. We can then go into this stack.com, figure out what information it's doing, and using that as a framework for a blog post. We can look at all the other, maybe the top 3 rankings, see what information it has, and create content that is basically the same type of content, but of course in our words, our own research, but just use it as a framework, as inspiration. Because here's the thing, is while you may not be targeting any keywords, by virtue of answering a question like this and using these pieces of content as a framework, you're eventually going to rank for keywords. So let's take, for example, this stack.com. I'm just going to copy the URL here, and I'm going to drop it into Ahrefs. This is a just a keyword research tool that I use. You don't have to be using this. This is just to show you an example. So we do a search, and I don't know if it's going to show correctly with that hash that's in there, but we'll find out. So it's just loading up right here. Let's remove the hash here. That might have been a problem. There we go. So there's the URL. How long is a baseball game? That piece of content ranks for 1.6 thousand keywords. Do you think the person who wrote that article went ahead and did keyword research for each and every one of those keywords? No, they probably found one keyword, tried to optimize for it. By virtue of creating content, you're going to rank for a multitude of keywords, not just the one that you targeted. So if you write a piece of content about how long is a baseball game using these top 3 posts as a framework, you're going to have an opportunity to rank for some of these keywords. Now, you're not going to rank for them right away because your authority is too low, but as the authority in your site increases, you're going to start ranking better for these terms. So I want to show you kind of another example just to go in there. So let's look at the term piano. Say you've got a music blog or something like that. Type in piano. We come down to scroll, find that people also ask. Where the heck is it here? Some search terms you're not going to find that people also ask. So, because this might be a local search. Okay, so it's getting into videos. That might be down near the bottom. All right, so pianos is not a good topic. We'll do pianos and see. There we go. Okay, people also ask. Sometimes the search isn't going to have it, but that's okay because every single search kind of shows a little bit different landscape. So we got, how much do pianos cost? What are the 3 types of pianos? What is the best piano to buy? So let's go with, what are the 3 types of pianos? We take this, we do Google search for it. Okay, now we've got information from Merriammusic.com, Home Stratosphere, and MakingMusic.com. We can use these guys as frameworks, and look, we can even find even more questions that come up. So if this question we don't want to write about, we can say, what's the best piano for beginners? Fantastic. What's the most popular type of piano? So let's take 3 types of pianos explained. We're going to copy this URL here, or it's going to go to the page for me. That's okay. We'll just copy the URL from up here. We'll drop it into Ahrefs. And we will see, okay, as it's loading up here. So 231 keywords. It ranks for 231 keywords. It gets 830 organic visits per month. And again, all you need to do is just write a piece of content using this as a framework. Write it in your own words, but just use it as a framework. And again, you're probably not going to rank now, but down the road, as your blog increases in authority, you're going to start ranking for some of these keywords. Let's do one more example, just to hammer the point home. My old music teacher used to say 3 times and the dog is trained. So let's go with from music to dogs. We just type in dog, or maybe dogs might be a better. There we go. Are dogs colorblind? Can a dog kill me? Which dog can kill a lion? What is the best dog in the world? Great stuff there. So let's go with, maybe we're going to write a topic about dogs being colorblind. Do Google search. Okay, we've got Britannica right here. Our dog's really colorblind. So we're just going to copy this URL. Paste it in here. We're going to remove that hash that was there that was messing us up on the other search. And we'll see what Britannica.com comes up with. All right, let's roll. We're getting impatient here. The spinning wheels just keep spinning. There we go. So it ranks for 1,000 organic keywords. Gets almost 3,000 visits per month. So you don't even need to go and look at these keywords, right? You don't need to know what the keywords are. What you need to know is that if you find a problem to solve or find a question that people are asking, and then write a piece of content based on the content that is already ranking, using it as a framework, by virtue of just doing that, you're eventually going to rank for whatever some of these keywords are. Again, sometimes keyword research muddles things. It gets in the way and it causes problems and, of course, heartache because you don't actually rank for it. So if your blog is new or if your authority is quite low, find a question, find a problem to solve, do a Google search for it. Use the top 3 ranking sites as a framework, as inspiration, as ideas. Write your piece of content, publish it, then you can monitor its rankings in something like Google Search Console, and eventually you will start ranking for keywords. You eventually will start getting content as your site improves in authority. And again, that's why I call it the content investment, because you're not going to be getting any traffic from it now. But by virtue of following this process, eventually you will start to get traffic for it. And I think this will save you a lot of heartache. It'll save you a lot of time as well, and you'll be able to get a lot better content out there, better serve the people that come to your site, and of course, take care of Google's customers.